Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on when you're listening to this, and welcome to the Weebly Comic Podcast, a podcast where every week we talk about anime, manga, comic book movies, and the latest entertainment news. I'm Diego, also known as Wrath, and as always, I'm joined by my co-host, Brennan,
Hey, y'all, what's up?
and Jay Avocado.
Hello.
It feels weird not saying Adrian second, but unfortunately, this week we're gonna be missing Adrian, R.I.P. the homie. He's kind of slaving away at work right now, so it'd be like this sometimes. But this week we got a pretty decent amount of news. I think. I don't know. It's a lot, kind of a lot, especially for One Piece fans. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But there'll be time codes in the description if you want to skip around to specific things. There'll be links to our socials. Me and Javen's YouTubes. Go check it out. Let's just kick it off with Spy Family. I feel like this is like a pretty big thing that nobody really expected, but apparently it's listed as like a two-parter. It'll be 25 episodes total, I'm assuming. I don't know why it is just now coming out that it's going to be this long. I feel like
Listen, bro, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if they're the one who started it, but I'm still gonna blame it on them. But this is just another reason that Attack on Titan's mid, bro. It started this whole part one, part two. I'm sick of it.
I'm
I'm
dead.
Get out of
real
here.
sick of it.
No. Get out of here. I don't even know why Attack on Titan is being brought into this
Listen,
conversation right now.
Dead.
We're talking about Spy Family. No. You. That is insane that you're blaming this on Attack on Titan. Anime has been doing this forever where they break the season up, take a season break,
Dog man
and then
was
it comes
just throwing
back.
strays at Attack on Titan for no reason.
Listen, bro, I can't be
My
live,
hero's done it, bro.
but I'm gonna say some
Everyone's
controversial
done it.
stuff to give you to bounce off of.
I'm fucking dead. I can't, bro. He
Attack
really
on
just
Mid
said.
is to blame. They made it mainstream and
Oh
cool
my
to
God.
do, and then it led up with Jujutsu mid,
Bro,
and now Spy
Huh?
mid.
Huh? Yo, there ain't no way this man is slandering one of his own favorite pieces of art. That's crazy.
Bonito Flakes.
Bonito Flakes, I'm fucking...
Salmon. I plead the fifth.
Shocking. Alright, well, have either of y'all watched Spy Family, by the way?
No.
I watched episode 1.
What'd you think of episode 1, Javen?
It was pretty good. I really liked it.
Have y'all seen the controversial post that someone posted on TikTok
Oh,
about
we're
Spy
not
Family?
talking about this. We're not talking about this because I saw it on Twitter and it pissed me off because I'm like, there ain't no way that somebody's really fucking saying this.
I mean, like, I haven't seen the episode, so I can't really give like a fair opinion, but like apparently everyone's mad about it. Like no one
don't
agreed
know,
with that take.
Because that take is weird, bro. Like, I guess we'll talk about it because I'm assuming Javen has no idea what we're talking about.
Yeah, sure. Well, what is
So
it?
basically, there was somebody on TikTok who said that they're mad about the over sexualization of of Anya. Where?
Bro needs to. Was it a guy or a girl?
I think it was a dude.
Dude needs to look in the mirror
And
realize he only sees on
because
screen
the reason
what
why
he's putting there. He's imagining it. It's in his head.
Well, the reason why he said it, at least from like the comments that he responded to, is because Anya blushes a lot whenever she's around her dad, and it's like
That's not a crush.
that's not a.
She's an orphan.
That's what
She's
I'm
happy.
saying. She's an orphan, and she's happy that somebody actually fucking wants her. Like.
Jeez, man, how dense can you be, bro?
That's what I'm saying. I don't understand it.
We should probably
This is
rephrase
also
that she thinks someone wants her because I'm pretty sure
she can read his mind. Spoilers.
Oh, word.
But like, it's just I don't like. This is another reason why TikTok should just be deleted because people like this.
That's big talk from someone who sends me like 20 TikTok videos a week.
Listen, I want it deleted for the benefit of myself and nobody else, okay?
Mhm.
Because I don't spend nearly enough time on the social medias that I actually give a shit about as I do on TikTok, and it's literally both Javen and Adrian's fault. They be sending me like 8 things a day, so in turn they get sent to you.
It sounds like more of a personal control problem.
I have that too, but this is neither here nor there. We're talking about Spy Family, okay? But
Yeah, now you want to go away from the topic, huh?
but look, I it's such a wholesome show. Like the fact that somebody could even think about that about a wholesome ass show, just I just
You know,
also
Maddie.
also I don't know if we may or may not talk about it every week, but given that, Spy Family comes out on Fridays, which is also the day that the podcast comes out, it kind of, it will always be a week behind. So unfortunately, we probably won't talk about it like every week.
I just want to add a little correction there. Spy Family comes out Saturdays at 10 a.m.
It's like a day after our podcast comes out. My fault. My fault. Anyways, Your Name. The creator of Your Name has a new film called Suzume no Tojimari, and the teaser's out for it, by the way. It's coming out on November 11th. Javen watched it without even realizing it was the Your Name creator, which I find interesting because I've seen a lot of people say that it looks like it's going to be Your Name, but again.
Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, as far as the animation and the quality, yeah, sure, I can see that. But I mean, literally all that happens in the teaser is like just a girl in a mysterious door. So like, I don't. I mean, unless they're saying that in like a good way,
No, it
oh
was
yeah,
like
it's gonna
a
be another Your Name. That's awesome.
no,
Or
because
are they saying it like?
I saw the teaser on Twitter, and like I was
Mhm.
reading through some of the comments because I haven't seen Your Name, so I was just wondering what people were thinking about it. And like a bunch of people were like, "Oh, it just looks like it's gonna be Your Name, but again." And like a bunch of people were bashing the hell out of it, and I was like, "Why?" But it's Twitter,
There's,
so that's why I
there's
asked you because I wanted to see what you thought because you have a brain.
Yeah, I still haven't seen Weathering Away with You or whatever it's called.
Mhm.
That's his second movie that's supposed to be very similar to Your Name. But I want to watch it because I mean I liked Your Name, so I think that's all that should really matter.
Yeah.
I'll probably watch this one too. But yeah, I don't think people find anything to complain about, man. That's like if Isiam was like, yeah, so I'm gonna write another manga, and he was like, oh, here we go, it's Attack on Titan again. Like, what are you complaining about? Like,
Even if it is, bro, it's gonna be fire.
exactly.
I don't know. I'm just like Your Name was, from what I've heard, is a really good movie. So like, if we're getting it again, then who the fuck cares? It was a good
You
movie.
haven't seen it, bro. You gotta watch it. It's
I
fire,
need to
bro.
watch it. I need to watch it, but I want to watch it with Ness, and Ness and I haven't had because we're watching a Kamega Kill, so we have to finish that and then.
I'm
But
sorry for your losses.
oh yeah, yeah, I've already cried like 3 times so far. So
I'm sure.
I don't know about her, but I'm struggling. So, speaking of struggling though, Mob Psycho fans gotta wait longer because I think we were promised news this month. Or am I smoking something? I don't know. But
Maybe
there's supposed to be some season 3 of Mob Psycho news coming out in May 12th. We'll cover it again the closer that it gets to it. But, just in case you're a first time listener, we keep up on the news, man.
barely.
Yeah, listen. we're not the best. We try, okay? A for effort.
Like,
Huh?
slightly.
Slightly. Are you excited, Javen? I know you like Mob Psycho.
Yes.
I still haven't seen it.
Neither
Do
have
yourself
I.
a favor. You
I've
gotta
watched the first 5
Oh,
episodes.
I
I watched
forgot.
the first
Only
5
5.
episodes. Cause
Mob
I was gonna
Psycho's
watch
so
it with
good,
Ness,
guys.
but Ness wasn't feeling it, so then we started a Kamega Kill.
Listen, Diego.
Get behind that one.
You gotta watch it, bro. It's like you
No,
read
I
One
liked
Punch
it,
Man.
but
It's
she
yeah,
didn't, so that's why.
bro. You should have just pushed on without it, bro. Should have just pushed on
Look,
without
I'm
it.
watching too many anime right now to do that.
All right, well, you're gonna have to watch it before the new season comes out.
I don't know about all that.
It's not long.
It's only
How many
12 episodes, I thought.
12 episodes? 24
Pretty
episodes?
sure. I could be wrong. It's only one season.
No, it's 2.
You know what? It is 2. Okay, so it's 24 episodes in total. I
Yeah, then
forgot.
that's that. I'll watch it eventually. After I finish JoJo's,
That's
I'm gonna
one
watch it.
season of Jujutsu Kaisen, so I mean,
That's what I'm saying. After I
Exactly.
finish JoJo's, I'll watch it. Let's see. Let's just move on to One Piece. R.I.P. Javen. So first things first. One Piece is going to be returning this Sunday. I think it airs on Sundays. I'm pretty sure it airs on Sundays. But it's been confirmed that it was like a ransom hack on Toei Animation, which is crazy. And the reason why it was delayed is because they had to remake it because they refused to pay the ransom. So, and the fact that like animation's expensive, and the fact that they would rather remake it than pay the ransom. Like I saw one TikTok that was just like, asking the question of how much money was it? And we may or may not discuss it if that information ever comes out, just because I just want to see how absurd that amount of money was, or how what's it called? Prideful, I guess, Toei Animation is. Like, I know that sounds bad, but like, they I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Bro, Toei just pulled a big boss gangster move, bro. They really said, I don't care that this is costing us millions. We're gonna reanimate. Get back to work.
Get back to work.
Like what? I don't even understand. Like they hacked them and then blackmailed them, and like they thought they were gonna get money, but instead the employees for Toei are just feeling the pain, bro. Like
So
they accomplished nothing. They just made things difficult for everyone. They delayed One Piece. They should be ashamed of themselves, bro.
I mean, listen. See, my only like thoughts on this is, and I can't even really have like a meaningful conversation with you about it because you don't watch One Piece anime and you're not even caught up anyways, so it don't even matter if you did. But like, so a few weeks ago when it first came out that they were hacked and that One Piece would be delayed, I asked Adrian the question if he thinks that since it's being delayed for so long, because we didn't know that it like this hack happened. We just knew that it was delayed at the time. And I asked him if that means that the animation quality would be better because they would have more time to work on it. But now I'm kind of worried because, they had to, I don't want to say rush, but like, since they had to remake everything and remake some of the episodes that were already made on top of that, like, do you, I guess I'm asking both you, Brennan, and Jay, even though I don't think either of you will have much to say because neither of you are caught up. But do y'all think that might actually make the animation quality worse because they had to rush to get to like the same workload that they had beforehand?
Yes and no, because I mean, aren't they always like crunching anyway? Because
Well, the
like
issue
like the
is,
chapter comes out, it gets animated like what 2 months later.
yeah,
Like
but like the issue
so,
is that the animation quality kind of what's it called, like fluctuates wildly on the anime lately. Like, I thought personally, the week that we got the news, I thought that they were delaying it to appease the fans, but that turned out not to be true. So I kind of am just like wondering like if the animation quality is going to be in quotations worse, because let's be honest, like, Wano animation is the best the animation for One Piece has ever been. But would it get worse and then make fans even more angry about the anime? Like, I just feel like it's an L either way. Cause I'm like, well, maybe like the stuff that they held ransom is better quality than the stuff they decided to remake. You know what I mean?
yeah, I mean, yeah, but it
I
is
mean,
it's kind of one of those things where it's just like it's out of anyone's control. So
Yeah.
there's no if people I don't think people can blame Toei though. Like if
No,
something
no.
doesn't look up to snub or whatever snuff, I mean, like you're just gonna have to yeah, it's not Toei's fault, it's the hacker's fault. And so
Yeah.
that's all I have to say about it.
Yeah. What were you gonna say, Brennan?
I mean, Like, I'm sure for the next couple episodes, like fans will throw it up to they were hacked and they had to redo this shit. So like, it'll give them some leeway. But also, I don't know where the anime is at right now, but I know where the manga is kind of at. Like, I know some of the events that have happened.
I think as of
And
right now, they're
well, you can't say because Jay's here, but
no. I was gonna say as of right now, I think they're like less than 20 chapters behind.
so then at that point, I feel like where they're at, they need to pick up the animation because I feel like they're getting to the points where people probably really wanted to see it animated and probably want to see like good animation.
Yeah,
So I wouldn't like, and I'm sure they're aware of that. It's not like they're not paying attention or anything. And you've already told me that there's certain scenes that they really go ham on for the anime, and I would assume that the events that I'm thinking of would be the big ones that they're like, okay,
I
let
hope
us
so.
like put like time into this one. So I mean, I wouldn't be too worried about it. And again, like the only other option would have been to keep it on hiatus until they were like completely caught up with what they had made already, which
Yeah,
obviously they don't want to do because it probably like cost them a lot of money. But also, who knows how long they've been working on animating, like reanimating this. Like it's been on hiatus for how long? A
I think
month?
like a month.
And think those people probably didn't waste any time like blackmailing them.
Yeah,
So it could have been like week one, they started reanimating all this stuff, which yes, it still is like a month isn't a long time to like make a couple episodes, but I wouldn't like discount what they're able to do.
yeah.
And I
Because I
mean,
mean, Toei's fucking huge. So
that and also maybe it's just like there might be some parts that look weird, but other parts that look really good. Like they might, spend or do a little less on like less important like parts of the episodes. So I mean,
yeah,
they're a big corporation. They wouldn't do something that like would completely ruin, what they've been doing. So I wouldn't be too worried.
true, true. I don't know. I'm not worried per se. I just there's certain things that I want to see animated that that I am actually worried about, but that's more to, you know,
More recent chapters.
yeah, more recent chapters and also partially because, I at least can't go 2 seconds on TikTok without seeing somebody angry about whatever episode of One Piece lately. So,
And that's
um
why I read the manga.
yeah, but it's more pacing issues than anything else.
It's
But
also
like,
anime though, so people are gonna
yeah,
complain no matter what.
That's bad.
exactly. But with that, because I don't really got nothing else to say unless y'all have something to comment on.
Nope.
Nope.
All right. So, One Piece Film Red, we got the teaser trailer for it, and honestly, the teaser trailer kind of broke my mind for a little bit. And I really wish Adrian was here because I wanted to talk about it with him so bad. But basically from the gist of the teaser trailer is revealing that the chick who was, the first teaser for Film Red that we were shown, that girl, her name is
Red and
Uta.
white hair.
Yeah, the red and white haired girl. Her name is Uta, and she is the daughter of Shanks. Which I don't know if you. I don't. I wouldn't say like we're expecting, or I don't know if you were as surprised as me and Adrian, because like speaking for both me and Adrian, neither of us would have expected that in a million years, and it blew my mind. I was floored. What about you, Brennan?
I mean, it's definitely a surprise. Like I said earlier, um, I'm very monotone at the moment with everything. I'm sure you could tell from this episode. So, like, to be honest, y'all were texting the group chat, and I was getting like I was reading it for the
Yeah.
most part, but I was honestly getting more pissed off because I was trying to watch a YouTube video and like distract myself, and all I
My
could
fault, bro.
feel and hear was And I was like, if these motherfuckers don't shut up, like I'm finna just mute this shit. Um,
My
but
fault, bro.
no, it's good because I can put it on do not disturb. But my point is like I also like I want to know more about Shanks, but I'm not even caught up, so I still don't have that like super like interest in seeing what he is. And also throughout watching the trailer, starting to feel like he's gonna be like very small part of the movie. Like I think they're still not ready to give up more lore of his.
Yeah.
Because even this, like we thought, oh, maybe this would, go into his past or da 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 da. And it's like, no, just one of the main characters happens to be related to Shanks. And I feel like you might get a little bit of a backstory on how that happened, but that's like all you're gonna get from him.
Yeah.
I don't think we're gonna see a lot of Shanks until like close to the end of One Piece, and that's when you'll kind of like get the brunt of who Shanks is, why he's so feared, like how he knows all these people and how he does all these things and stuff like that. Like, so I can't. I mean, I guess I can watch the movie with y'all because I don't think it has anything to really do with the anime that at least that I
From
wouldn't mostly
granted,
understand.
granted, this teaser is short as hell. It's only 46 seconds, but
Yeah,
I don't think that it's going to be having any current things that are happening in it
yeah, and
because,
even
like,
then, I know a lot of
obviously,
the current stuff.
manga spoilers. By the way, skip ahead 10 seconds if you don't want to know. But like, obviously, it's not gonna have Gear 5 Luffy,
Hmm.
um, because like it's not even animated yet, and um, yeah, like I think that all of the training that he's done in Wano so far isn't going to be in this movie, at least from like the one thing that you see Luffy do, because he doesn't even have like hockey covering his attack that he's doing when you see him. So
Oh, on top of that, also, um, this movie is canon, so it wouldn't make sense to like throw them into a completely different thing
mhm,
when they're like, I mean, I don't know if it's animated yet, but I don't know if they're like in the middle of fighting Kaido or about to fight
they're
Kaido.
about to, or they're
So
in the
yeah,
middle of
it
it.
it wouldn't make sense, you know what I mean, to like
Well,
cut from that and say they went to this different place and this all happened and then they went back to Wano. Like
well, that's
that's
interesting that you say that actually, because Yamato is confirmed to be in this movie, and she's introduced
oh yeah,
like
right before or in the
like
middle of the Kaido
in
fight.
the middle of the Kaido fight. Yeah. So if that's the case, then maybe by the time that the movie comes out, well, obviously, the thing that I said earlier that I'm not going to repeat because again, manga spoilers. Like maybe that'll obviously be animated by the time that this movie comes out. So maybe that might show up. I don't know. I just think it would be weird because like as you said, it's going to be canon. So I think it would be kind of weird to do something like post Wano, even though I'm assuming at least that we would still be in the middle of Wano, like anime wise, weekly
Yeah.
anime wise. I don't know.
I mean I mean
It's that's
it comes out when?
it comes out in
August?
August.
And we're in
Yeah,
April, May, June, July, August. I mean, that's only 4 months. Do you really think he's even gonna be done manga-wise with
hell
Wano in
no,
4 months?
hell
So then,
no.
yeah, like,
That's weird, but I mean, hey, I'm down for it. I mean,
who knows?
it
We'll
makes
see.
sense to capitalize on Yamato's popularity, like from like a business perspective. I don't know. He'll pull it off regardless, especially since it's going to be canon, so it's got to work out
And it's
somehow.
also it's an original story from him too, isn't it?
Yeah, he wrote and I think is directing or
Yeah,
helping direct.
so it's not to be worried about, but it's just like I wonder how you're gonna manage.
Yeah,
But it'll be interesting to see. I mean, you know me, I don't care. I'll go watch it anyways. Like, fuck it,
yeah,
whatever. And also, I would say maybe by then I'll be caught up at least manga wise, but I don't know.
you might. Well, since we're talking about Yamato being in the movie, let's let's just talk about all of these character designs. So All of the designs that we've been covering for the last how long? All of them have been like
Probably like 2 or 3 weeks.
yeah, like 2 or 3 weeks ago. As of this week, all of them are like colored in like how they would look in the anime. Um and they also have put out like posters for each and every single character, each and every single Straw Hat. And also, as I said, Yamato is confirmed to be in this movie because she has her own poster, as does Vivi and Carrot. So we know that, the three what's it called? Honorary Straw Hats are going to be in this movie as well. So I think this movie is probably going to be wild. Oh, we didn't even cover Uta all the way. So it's also revealed that she may or may not have a devil fruit that revolves around singing and her voice, which I think is very. I think it's obvious that that was probably going to be her ability if if you thought about it, because I feel like she just looks like she could sing. At least that's what my understanding was, because I think even Adrian mentioned it when we were first talking about the teaser poster, that it looks like she's singing. So um so yeah, and I think it's going to be interesting seeing like a music based devil fruit for once.
I mean, is Brooks devil fruit? I mean, I guess his devil fruit doesn't revolve around his character does.
Yeah, his character is just very music heavy.
But I don't know. But are you gonna cover the other side of her?
Oh, well, what do you mean? That she's a Skypean?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we could talk about it. That to me, that reveal, that's wild. Shanks is legendary for that one.
I'm gonna be honest, bro. At this point, I really do feel like Shanks could. I think Shanks knows where the One Piece is.
Oh, I'm not. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't
Yeah,
be,
like
because he was
he's
still on
been
Rodri. No,
everywhere.
never mind, never mind.
He's been everywhere. I mean, he's like mad feared, and like he's the closest thing to the actual Pirate King. Realist, like in the sense of like neither of them have a devil fruit, yet
Yeah,
still like have the
are
power
some
to
of the most
rival.
powerful. Yeah.
And then like I said, just like I know I don't know everything about Shanks that's been like released or whatever, but like me and Adrian have talked about it, and he apparently has been and just knows like everyone or knows someone from every part of the world, and it seems like he's traveled the whole sea, and like I
Plus, to
am not
to
against.
to that theory, like he doesn't really seem to show much interest in the One Piece, at least lately. So, I mean, hey, he may. I don't know.
He might just not want to do it. I mean, I've been seeing a lot of other theories about him going around though, like that he works for the world government or whatever. But
Well, I- I'm sure that you know what happened at the end of the reverie, right?
no, I mean, not off the top of my head.
All right. Well,
So,
just in case, I'm not gonna
I mean,
talk
you
about
can
it.
say it. I don't really give a shit.
Okay. Well, that theory probably stems off of at the end of reverie, like in the middle of Wano. It's, um, he like there's these figureheads that are basically at the top of the world government,
Hmm.
and he personally asks to talk to them. So
Oh, yeah, yeah, and they just allowed him to do it.
yeah, and they just allowed him to walk up in there like ain't nothing happening.
Like, bitch, as if he ain't one of the most wanted ass people in the fucking world.
Yeah, cuz
Um,
like I feel like that doesn't fit him, and like I understand where people are coming from if they like if they do like agree with that theory. But it's just like you got probably the number one emperor just up in your shit. Do you really want to try him when his entire crew are some of the strongest people on the planet,
that's
let
what
alone him?
I was about to say. Like, this is also the man who I know this was like in the One Piece like years ago, but we're also talking about the man who single-handedly walked into Marineford and cut
And
that shit out
yeah, like
and just said,
all
"Hey,
of
we're
your
done here."
admirals were there fucking shit up, and he walked
He
up
just
in there
walked
and
in,
stopped everything.
like not even doing anything. He literally just walked in there, and everyone was like, "Oh yeah, we might wanna stop."
Yeah.
And so, I mean, obviously, we don't know what the world government has like in their, at their actual facility or whatever. So who knows if they could deal with Shanks or not? Or they're probably realizing even if they could handle it, they're gonna take some heavy casualties.
Hmm.
And I mean, at that point, you're leaving yourself open for Blackbeard to come and like just finish you off, and then now Blackbeard essentially has what he wants. So it would be probably not a great situation for them. But
Yeah.
there was also to go with the theory of like him being world government slash trader. I guess there is these. I think it's either in the manga covers or like a poster or something. So I guess Apu and one of the other people were traders.
Yeah.
Um, and on those posters, they're the only people who are like looking away or looking in a different direction of where everyone else is looking. And Shanks is also one of the only other people who is like looking away. So, they're like reading into that as like, could this be like a hint? But um, you know, who knows?
Interesting.
Shanks will always be a mystery until Oda decides, okay, yeah, I guess I'll let this character be known now.
Yeah, until he decides to just blow all of our minds.
Or kill him off.
True. All right. Well, let's wait for Jay to come back.
Well, are we gonna talk about the character designs?
I mean, I don't really have much to say. Like we've pretty much discussed all of them aside from
Okay.
Vivi,
Carrot and
Carrot, and
stuff.
Yamato, and all of them are looking fine as hell as always. So there's not really much to talk about with that.
Word.
I wish Adrian was here because he had so much to say about Yamato. Y'all don't even understand.
I don't think I wanted to understand if I'm being honest.
Since the new anime season started, there's a handful of episode or shows that all of us are trying to look into. But there's one that I want to talk about the most because it was the one that I was looking forward to the most and also the one that was the most disappointing. uh and also, Shikimori's not just a cutie. What a mid-ass first episode. That's all I got to say.
Couldn't even finish it. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Wait, you didn't even finish it?
I never finished it, bro. I just went on to watch another anime.
Jeez.
I got about 75% through. But I'm
I
going to watch it because I have to. Because
Yeah.
it's one of the popular shows of the season. Well,
Yeah.
at least it started. Maybe it'll drop off, but I'm
It
probably gonna
might
make a
drop
video
off.
about it. But
Oh, there's one other
man,
popular anime that I wanted to text you about, but I don't remember the name of it off the top of my head, so I'll talk to you about it later. But
look. Okay, go ahead.
I just bro, this is like the downside of the cuz you remember how literally I think last week we were talking about like hidden gems and like stuff that people kind of hype up and that actually ends up being good, i.e., Comey Can't Communicate, My Dress Up Darling, the list goes on. Um, I'm really upset because a lot of people were hyping this up to be just as good as My Dress Up Darling, and it's mid. Like
Yeah, who said it was gonna be the new dress up darling, bro? Like you're wrong, bro.
literally all of TikTok.
Who hyped up this source material? Because it's not it, bro. I mean, I don't even want to give it the benefit of the doubt because there's no way that like I feel like it wasn't even. It's just bad, bro. It's just bad. It's boring. It's mid. There's nothing interesting about it.
Well, okay. To clarify for anybody listening, I don't think it is mid, but I'm willing to give it a shot. But Jay is not on the same boat as me. He's the one who called it mid first. and I'm just rolling
Whoa.
with it. I'm just rolling with
Alright.
it.
I think out of at least out of the people in the call right now, I feel like I've watched the most anime consistently. Like I try to watch at least like for the last few seasons, I'm trying to watch like multiple animes in the season, like see what's good, see what's not. I'm telling
See,
y'all, don't waste your time with this one. If you want
oh my
a
god.
cute slice of life, like
Yo,
school anime, I recommend for this season. I recommend Ahad and San over a million times over uh Shikimori, bro. Shikimori's not it. Go with Ahad and San. It's way better. A million times better.
yeah, I've been seeing that on TikTok too. That a bunch of people are like, this Anya from Spy Family, and I forget who the third one. Oh, Comey. Duh. um,
Oh yeah, Kobe season two.
like
Yeah,
all three of them are the best girls of this season. But yeah, dude, it's just really upsetting because like the reason why I wanted to talk about it like specifically out of the rest of the season is because I feel like not even just the overhypedness, but also the trailer itself was really misleading to me at least. Like I know it was going to be a slice of life, don't get me wrong, but like at least to me, the way that I viewed these trailers, it made it look like there was going to be something else going on, but there isn't. It's literally just
so I when I watched the trailer for this show, I thought it was gonna be like the girl had a dark side, or maybe she was like a little more promiscuous. We'd get maybe some of that them flashbacks from last season. I'm talking My Dress Up Darling. And don't get me wrong, don't get me wrong. That's not it doesn't need that. I just thought the girl would have like some gimmick to her, but in reality, it's
I mean,
just
she
like a
does have a
regular.
gimmick, but it's not an
No, not at
interesting
all.
one.
It, it's just in like for I'll give you another example with My Dress Up Darling. The MC also is like even though like when you see his character design and you watch the trailer, he seems like he's a boring blank slate, but he actually like cares about like his passion. He has his passions, and he's interesting for like his character's interesting. And that happened instantly. Literally the first 5 minutes of the show, I was already interested in the MC Gojo. But with this show, bro is boring. He's got a midlife. He's got a mid girlfriend. No, I'm kidding.
I'm dead.
It's just nothing's interesting about it, bro.
It's such a shame too because the animation's so good.
It's all right.
What do
Their eyes
you?
their eyes looked cool in the trailer, but watching it in the anime, it looks weird.
I don't know.
Their eyes are a little overkill for me.
I really
The
like
design,
the design of their eyes.
nah,
I don't
not for
know.
me.
I'm willing to give it another shot. I don't know about you.
Uh, yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm gonna have to watch the episodes, but not
Yeah.
by my own will. What about
Uh,
you, Brennan? Are you gonna watch Shikimori's Not Just a Cutie?
No,
See, bro?
He
See?
didn't even finish the sentence.
What I
I
say?
wasn't interested in it when we were talking about it last week, and y'all just in here shitting on it. So why the hell would I even want to at that point?
You're
Cause
doing
bro,
yourself a favor.
maybe it'll get good. I don't know.
It's
But
like,
there's the rest of the season to talk about, but Jay and I at least have watched several episodes from several different anime, and we'll talk about it when we get to what is Weebly reading. So, for the time being, let's move on to this Stranger Things season 4 trailer.
I'll be honest, I don't think I watched it.
It's a whole lot of nothing but a whole lot of something. That ending. I
All I'm
just
gonna say,
I
he
love
looks like a villain, bro. We got a villain here.
I love how Stranger Things, like, when the series ends and then I hear about another one, I'm like, are you fucking serious? There's another one? But then the trailer comes out and I'm like, I need this now. I don't understand how they managed to do this 3 times in a row for me.
I mean, it's hard to say anything about Stranger Things. It's been so long since season 3 that I won't care about it till it comes out.
Yeah, it's gonna be hype when it comes out, but like I'm kind of with Brennan. I don't really feel hype about it now. the trailer did make it look like like a lot of crazy stuff would be going down, and that the villain instead would be like, because in the past we've had like scientist villains, and we've had like dumb Demogorgon villains, but and when I say dumb, I don't mean they're like, I mean like they didn't have plans. They were just like it was like a beast, an animal.
Yeah.
This, on the other hand, it looks like it's gonna be a monster who's actually like scheming,
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
See, for me, like the Upside Down. Every time that like they show a new thing for the Upside Down, I get more interested in the show again. Cause like I like the characters, but I feel like since they were like, oh yeah, we're not doing it anymore after season 2, and then here we are like 6 years later. But I don't know. That villain at the end looks fucking terrifying, and I can't wait to watch it. But yeah. Plus, it's weird that we've gotten to watch all these kids grow up. I still can't.
That's the crazy part to me, bro. They be looking mad
Yeah.
different.
Yeah,
You
like
you watch season 1, and then you look at the season 4 thing, the trailer. It's crazy.
drastically different. Drastically different. Anyways, let's move on to this quick little thing for Batman. So it's been confirmed that Batman is going to be releasing on HBO Max on April 18th, which is Monday, which I think is a really weird day for it to be dropping. But hey, it do be like that.
I mean, we already seen it, so
Has it really been out for long enough for it to be coming out on a streaming service already?
I mean, I don't think they're really trying to plan out like how long it takes or whatever. And HBO is probably like, let's give it to our fans.
True. I don't know. I'm just like, didn't the movie just come out and now it's already on streaming services?
I mean, it probably slowed down in theaters a lot. Everyone saw it the first week.
True. And then that second week they got beat out by
No,
they got
because the
beat out
movie,
by
the
JJK.
movie, yeah, but the movie came out in March, right?
Did it?
The very
Yeah,
beginning of March.
Like it's been a month already? I
dude, that
still
is an
feel like a month
insane
is
March 4th. No, that's insane. That's insane to go straight to streaming.
that's what I'm saying. Like I feel like a month, like this is outside of Disney Plus, like with the Marvel shit. I feel like a month is super fucking fast. And even for Disney Plus, didn't Shang-Chi come out like 2 months after the movie released?
Yeah, man, this is kind of wild because like I know the pandemic made things weird with release schedules, but like so we were getting used to weird release dates, but like I feel like we're at the position where we're moving out of the pandemic now.
And
So
Spider-Man still
lots
ain't
of
on a
movies.
streaming service yet. What the fuck?
Spider-Man's
Yeah.
not gonna go on a streaming service.
I thought I was gonna go on Stars or some shit, like the other two.
Oh, it might, but I know it's already out for digital. Um it's been out for digital for a little bit, for like a month or two now. And I think it's either about to or it already is out on like DVD.
Ridiculous. See, Spider-Man No Way Home isn't even on something, and now Batman, which came out 2 months afterwards, is like, yeah, we out already.
They care about their fans.
Wow, that's a bold
Nah,
statement.
they want to boost HBO's subscriber numbers for sure.
You're right.
Sorry, I should say they care more about their fans than they do money.
Huh?
We're not having this conversation. All right, moving on. Morbius's director has confirmed, or not confirmed, he's spoken out against Sony, I guess is the only way to phrase this, that he had no idea that they put Spider-Man in the trailer for Morbius, which was what I was talking about last week. One of the 3 things that they promoted in the trailer that never actually existed was 1, the Spider-Man reference, 2, the Vulture being in the movie in any sense, and 3, I think, was the Oscorp Tower, which like it just there's no point. There's no point in putting it in there if you're not gonna have it in the final product, which is why I
Bro's
fucking hate Sony.
bro's advertisement team bamboozled him.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I wouldn't be so against watching Morbius if it wasn't for the shitty ass tactics that Sony uses sometimes. Cause like, it's just annoying. Like, you're not like, I'm not disappointed because I don't care. Like, but you're just disappointing so many fans who are like, oh, maybe Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man is going to be the Venom verse Spider-Man, or the Sony, whatever the hell they call it, the Sony Spider-Man universe, the Sony Spider-Man universe without a Spider-Man. Um, like, it's just shit like that I just don't like. On top of the fact that Sony just, as I said last week, Sony just doesn't do the Marvel characters justice, and just why I won't see it until it comes out on whatever the fuck it comes out on. But unless y'all have something to contribute, we gonna move on to Moon Knight. All right, moving on to Moon Knight. This episode was an episode. This episode was insane.
There's a lot in this episode.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there was a character introduced that I found out some very depressing news about the actor after the episode ended. And then, we got introduced to the pantheon, or the Egyptian pantheon, or a portion of the Egyptian pantheon, and Khonshu getting sealed at the end. So it's just it's a lot.
Listen, bro. I mean, you forgot to mention one important detail.
Which was,
They hinted at I believe its name is Jack.
oh yeah, I completely forgot about that. Actually, that was the thing that I really wanted to talk about the most.
Yeah, bro. They hinted at Mark Spector's third personality.
Yup.
It's weird to think that we're halfway through this series already, and there's still like quite a bit of questioning going on.
We're already. Oh yeah, it's 6 episodes. God.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I
Dude.
guess we should go in like chronological order of
Yeah.
things that happened, which I guess the first big thing that happens is the subtle hint at Mark Spector's third personality.
Which, can you give me the and the audience the rundown on that third personality, if you remember it at least?
I don't.
Okay.
But I mean, from the episode, you can get that he is very aggressive.
Yeah.
Um,
Like serial
and
killer vibes.
um, assumptions is he's probably more like Mark as opposed to Steven.
Yeah.
But basically, you get to watch this show now from Mark's standpoint, which is instead of Mark coming out and killing people every once in a while, it's Steven kind of coming out and stopping him from doing violent things.
Yeah.
And then
It's
both of
like
them phase out.
yeah, it's like a
And
revisit to the first episode, because
yeah,
for portions of it he blanks out, and even
ends up
Mark
somewhere
doesn't
else.
know. Yeah, even Mark doesn't know what's going on, nor Steven.
And Mark wakes up bloody with like 2 or 3 people killed around him and only one person left. And then obviously he's like, Steven, you're a psychopath. You're insane. Like, you're telling me not to kill these people, and then look what you do when I'm gone, or when you finally get control. And Steven's like, I didn't do this, you did this. And
Yeah.
like they kind of gloss over it like that. Like they kind of leave it at that because they had bigger issues to like attend to. But that was like the subtle, like,
Hints
oh, they're
that
not
there's,
alone.
yeah. Which
Um,
as I've said several times, I don't really know much about Moon Knight, but I know that I think he has like what, 3 or 4 personalities,
3.
something 3. Oh yeah, Khonshu. That's who I'm thinking of. But yeah, and like, I was really surprised that they were only sticking with 2, cuz 2 was kind of all that they really alluded to. I mean, if you're not taking the posters at face value, obviously. But I just thought it was really interesting that they kind of kept that third personality hidden, because I was completely caught off guard during like that whole section of this episode. Because
I feel like
there's no like hinting to it whatsoever before like this
I f-
episode. Obviously,
the the posters kind of hinted to it.
that's what I
Like
mean. Like if you're not
when
taking the
you
posters at face value,
yeah, like when you think about it, they always portrayed Moon Knight as three. They
yeah,
had they had Oscar Isaac and then his two suits. And now obviously like Diego saying at face value, it's like, oh, I mean technically it's one person and then the two suits, but then it's like one person but two characters.
yeah,
But then if you think about it a little more, it's like, okay, so they have three, which would infer that Moon Knight as a character would, if you're thinking about it as like Mark Spector, like as a whole, is three
different people.
characters in a sense.
Yeah,
So, I mean, I don't know. And I just knew that he had another personality. So when I saw that, I was like, oh, the there goes the third personality. They just don't realize it yet.
yeah.
Um, but I mean, I'm pretty sure I saw all. Yeah, I did see all the scenes. I'll be honest. I didn't watch it in the smartest way, but I got it done.
We're not gonna talk
Um,
about how you watched it.
um, yeah, I don't really care anymore. But uh, after so after they kind of, well, Jay, do you have anything to say about the third personality?
Nah, man, just when I was watching it, instantly was like, oh snap, okay, third person. Pretty. I was wondering if that was gonna happen, so that's cool.
Um, and so the reason they don't really dive deeper into the third personality is Mark immediately sees that there's one person left, and this part's, I guess, kind of funny. Uh, and Conchu's like, "Go dangle him over the edge,"
Oh
and you can
yeah,
see Mark. So lately,
that was mad dark humor, by the way.
I would I would like to point out that Mark, since taking over, has been hesitant, and Steven's been fighting him against like killing people at least.
Yeah,
And he kind of hesitates at first, and he's like, he's just a kid, and Conchu's like, yeah, he'll talk, like, don't worry about it. So he dangles him over the edge from like this thing wrapped around his neck, and he's like, tell me, and the dude doesn't say anything, so he kind of like lets him go a little further off the edge, and he's like, tell me where Amit's tomb is, and homie just says, praise Amit, and cuts the thing and just lets himself fall to his death. And Kansu's just like, I thought he'd talk. Like that's
yeah.
wild that he
He was like sitting on the ledge and looking down, and he's like, I was so sure he would talk. That's crazy.
yeah.
Which
Um
it was like I laughed, but after I laughed, I was like, this is really dark for Disney to make a joke after somebody dying.
um I mean it was fitting.
It was fitting, but like it just hit me that I was just like, this is like supposed to be, PG-13, and that's a
Yeah.
really fucked up joke.
I it's fitting for Conchu's character so far because he's about like dealing justice. So for him, he's just like, I mean, if he dies, it's just justice. Like they literally just killed a man, so who cares?
Yeah, that's
That's
fair.
true.
That's fair.
But
That's how you know Amit's a joke, bro. They literally killed some random person. So it's like she deems you as evil or good or pure of heart. But if you're killing people who are against her, then it's okay. It's like,
I
bruh.
had the same thought. I was like, so are these people just exempted from wrongdoings, or is it okay because it's in a sense in your name?
It's
But
okay because it's in her
Exactly.
name, which is
Stupid.
yeah.
but anyways, moving on from that, the next big thing that kind of goes down is they you get to meet the Ennead, which is a callback to the first episode where he's talking about how, the poster was wrong because there was only X amount of gods in the Ennead instead of whatever they had. I forgot.
They have a
Um,
lot.
but basically he's like, well, how are we supposed to like find this now. And Conchu's like, talking to him, and he's like, well, do you have a good idea? Any good ideas? And Conchu's like, I have a bad one.
Oh yeah.
And so Conchu kind of messes with the sky. Like he makes the moon look a certain way, which
Well,
is
he makes
a
a
summoning.
full fucking like solar eclipse.
Yeah, like he which is also like a summoning, which is aka the Ennead.
Yeah.
Um and they kind of all the avatars. So I didn't really think about this, but I guess like all of the Egyptian gods have avatars um like walking about. And so they come in and they're all talking and stuff. And um Khonshu, you find out that Khonshu was banished. And then they threatened, they're like, if this is some dumb shit, like we finna lock you up in stone. And so this is when Khonshu then says, like, oh, we need to, did he say,
We
I don't
he
remember.
basically was just like, I'm calling you guys up to deal with Ethan
Arthur.
Hawke's character, which,
Arthur
dude,
Harrow.
that whole fucking sequence was so frustrating to me because they just call him over and they're like, "Oh, are you doing this?" And he's like, "Nah." And they're like, "All right, cool. He's not doing it." And I'm like, "Inspect him. Question him. Just make the dude take his fucking shirt off. Look for a tattoo that has a Mitz sigil. Like, it's not that hard." I was
I
like,
mean,
Well,
literally
it's
when
easily explained though,
when
because
Khonshu went to hit him originally, I thought he was just going to pull up the fucking sleeve on Arthur's arm. And then when all of the gods made Khonshu give Mark back his like control of his own body, I thought that was what Mark was going to do, but Mark just sat there and was just like just letting it happen and letting himself be shown to be a fucking idiot. And I'm like, dude,
well, hold on. So one, Arthur kind of almost immediately starts firing back at Khonshu, which keep in mind, these people know that this is Khonshu's old
yeah, I know, but it's
avatar.
just
And well, no, hold on.
frustrating.
And he immediately starts saying like Khonshu's like attacking people who are broken. This dude's not okay. Like this dude has like clear issues. And so at that point, once they're like, okay, let us talk to Mark, and Mark admits like, yes, I need help. It's like it's done. There's no like they're not listening to anything Conchu's gonna say. They're not gonna worry about him because they're like, okay, so this dude's crazy. Conchu's like doing wild shit. Um, and so you and then like there's just Conchu also didn't really present any real like reason. He didn't really do a great job of inspecting himself,
That's
and
what I mean.
clearly
Like, it was just
whatever
frustrating as hell.
whenever the gods use their avatars to talk, when they're not used to it, it takes a lot out of the avatar. Because like Mark seemed like hurt or just like physically like tired after talking, and it looked like it was taking a lot out of him to let Khonshu like kind of talk through him, unlike the other people. So, you know, I would blame that on the fact that Khonshu kind of like winged it, but like fluffed the entire thing because he didn't really back himself up. Like he gave no real reason to do anything. But my thing is, I wonder if the gods know whether Amet is or like has an avatar or not. Or I guess technically he's not even an avatar yet. He just has a cane that has her power in it.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you learn later in the episode that like the gods hid the burial even from themselves to make sure that that motherfucker does not get like reincarnated or have the corpse arise again or whatever they say. I forget the wording,
Yeah.
but like, and clearly Amet is like a feared god among them all. Um, and also you learn that those gods have decided that like humanity gave up on the gods, so they're not gonna mingle and like humanity's problems. So I mean, I don't know. It was just a really like it was kind of a frustrating scene to watch because it's like of all the things you could have done and said, like no wonder they fucking banished your ass. You just be saying dumb shit that comes out of your mouth.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
because
I
the way
mean,
that like that intro fucking sentence that he said, I was like, why are you coming at them sideways? Like
it's on brand for Khonshu,
it is, but it was so frustrating to watch.
but anyways, they kind of decide to let Arthur go. Everyone's walking out, and Mark starts to walk away, and that's when, oh, I forgot her name. The love and song god
Yeah.
is clearly like the closest of friends with Khonshu out of all the gods, because from the beginning she kind of talks to Mark and like comforts him, I guess would be the best wording.
Yeah, because it's revealed that like her god was friends with Khonshu.
Yeah, or he was fond of her songs or whatever.
Yeah.
Probably like ex-lovers or whatever. Like that's the vibe I kind of picked up from it.
Yeah.
Um, but she tells him about another way, which is Senfu's body, because Senfu was the only person who knew where Amet was buried, because the gods wanted, just in case they like needed to get Amet back, or they decided to like uh I guess lighten the punishment Amet got.
Yeah. And it
So
turned out
he
that his sarcophagus was on the black market.
Yeah, and Layla comes back. She makes her return.
And she I guess she had like a connection to Midnight Man, which is the dude that she brings them to. And that that whole shebang was weird. I just I felt really bad, and part of me, because like there's like a sweet little character moment on the way to the party that they were going to see Senfu's sarcophagus, and like it's just so irritating because I'm like, Mark should just tell her that like the reason why he's keeping his distance is because he doesn't want to lose her. Stop being a little bitch. But I don't know. Mark just is not good with his feelings, I guess.
They have a touchy moment. I feel like he's not telling her because she might kind of like the idea of becoming Khonshu's avatar,
True.
because she's like heavily fascinated by it. Or it could be that like clearly something happened to her dad that Arthur brings up later on.
Yeah.
So there's also the chance of like what if Arthur and Khonshu have to do with her dad's death?
True.
Or maybe Mark was there when her dad died. Might be some like something behind that that he doesn't want to tell her, whatever. But anyways, that's a little ahead of ourselves. They get to the party thing, and she knows him, but they have a very sketchy background. Like clearly something happened where she and him, the guy who's in, what's the word? Like the dude who has homie's body casket.
Midnight Man. Just call him Midnight
Midnight
Man.
Man, yeah, Anton, whatever. Clearly something happened in the past, like whether she betrayed him or whatever. And long story short, Mark and Layla go to look at the body. They don't see anything that would like resemble like a map to Amet's tomb.
But
And
Steven do.
yeah, and Layla is like, bruh, you gotta like let Steven take over before you fuck this all up. Like we can't be sitting here like looking at this body for too long. They're gonna say something. And he's like, no, like Steven's not getting control of the body because he may know everything, but we don't know what else he's gonna do, essentially.
Yeah.
And so you then see the reflection, of course they're in a room that has like a bunch of glass with reflections and shit. And Steven says something and he's like, Layla, go distract him. I gotta talk to this bitch. They bicker back and forth as they do. Steven eventually starts giving him, like what to do. He's folding paper, and then that's when Anton and his goons are like, yo, what the fuck you doing? Get your hands off the shits.
Get your
And
hands off the shits.
yeah, and at that point, you know, Khonshu's like, bruh, just whip out the suit. give them what they deserve. Like at this point, like you tried, let's speed this up.
I wish he
And then
did, low key, because like what happens afterwards? Because he
y-
doesn't is
so
annoying as
then
hell.
Arthur comes in, d- destroys the tomb or destroys the
He
casket.
Yeah, he basically like I knew what he literally I thought one of two things was going to happen. He was either going to kill Anton or whatever the fuck his name is, or he was going to just fuck up the tomb somehow, and then he ended up destroying the sarcophagus, and I was like, of course he did. But
Which is fine.
surprisingly, he didn't break it as much as he wanted to, cuz like I knew the whole reason that he showed up was just to break it so they would have no way to find Amit's tomb, but as I said, he
Little
didn't
did
do
he
a
know.
good enough job because there were
Well,
still scraps of
no,
the
it's
map.
well, that's the thing. He destroyed the casket, assuming it was on the casket,
Oh,
but it was
you
really
right.
on those little like paper things. That was the real map.
You right. You right.
That was because even when Layla and Mark are looking at it, they're not inspecting what's inside
Oh yeah,
the
that's right. They
casket.
were
They're
they were
looking at the casket
yep.
itself. So he thought the same thing as them, as like, oh, it's clearly something on the casket. So we fuck up the casket, like there ain't no way. But he fucks it up, and Anton and the goons are all like, whoa, like your Kane thing is dope. Like everything they believed in is real. And then they're like, wait, where'd the guy go? And now you see Moon Knight at the top of the thing. God knows how he got up there so fast.
He just be doing Moon Knight stuff,
Yeah, and at this point now it's just a show of Moon Knight fucking everybody up.
Dude, the like spikes that he sent out with his cape. I was wondering if they were actually ever going to do that cuz that's like something that he does. And when I saw that like go into all those goons, I was so happy.
This was an interesting fight scene because it's very violent for
Yeah.
Disney. Between like keep in mind this is the first superhero movie they do where like that the quoted hero is like definitely killing all these motherfuckers. Like this isn't like Captain America where he throws a shield at him and that shit hits him in the head and you're like, yeah, he's probably just knocked out. Like
No,
you can brush it
no.
off.
They're
No,
dead.
this is like he's throwing sharp shit into their neck type killing people. Like
Yeah.
these people are dead. And while he's doing it, you can kind of see him again start to hesitate because Steven is like Mark, stop killing people. Like you gotta stop. And then eventually somehow fucking Steven gets control, so he goes back into the Mr. Knight outfit and
And
then
he's trying
gets
to
stabbed.
yeah, he's like trying to be like, time out, time out, let's talk about this. Then he gets stabbed like twice. And
And
he
he's like, all
and
right, Mark,
he's like,
you're
"Mark,
good.
you can have the
Never
suit
mind.
back."
He's like, you can have the body, like take it. I don't want it no more. You got it. So Mark comes in and he's, obviously now he's in a bad position because he just stabbed nonstop now.
Dude, this whole you're right. I wasn't even thinking about it initially, but like for Disney, this was super violent cuz like Mark got impaled like several times and you see one of like cuz they were putting spears inside of him, like through him. Like, in one side out the other, pinning him to the floor. And then he puts up his arm and he gets impaled through the fucking hand and you can just see that full blown. Like
There's no blood, but
I mean, there was blood, but not like a crazy amount of blood.
not the blood you should have been seeing.
Yeah, it
But
was
then
just
then
crazy to me.
Layla gets the map. She starts running. She gets knocked over by Anton. Mark sees this and obviously goes into ape shit mode and breaks all the spears, kills all the goons, and then runs faster than a horse, saves Layla, kills Anton.
Or at least what we assume killed Anton. Well, I mean,
Motherfucker, he killed Anton, alright, period.
well,
Um,
so I'm assuming it was left ambiguous as to whether he was actually killed or not because it just hit him in the back, I think, from like very far away. So, but
oh,
at the end of the episode, we find out that the actor that for Midnight Man actually passed away. So I'm assuming that he actually did kill him just for,
Continuity.
continuity purposes. Which is really upsetting because like I don't know. I Midnight Man, like I read up on him a little bit and he's cool. He doesn't appear in much, but I just thought that he like the concept of a character that's like just steals shit and it happens to be all like
Important.
yeah, and like important stuff. I think that's really cool and like another way to have like a shit ton of Easter eggs. But since homie unfortunately passed away, that ain't gonna happen. R.I.P.
Basically, then this is so Arthur, uh, doing a callback to what I was talking about earlier. When Arthur arrives at Anton's place is when he starts like spilling like the tea,
Yeah.
and he's like, Mark, you won't tell Layla what you want to tell her because you're scared she won't love you. Layla, you don't tell anyone why you actually moved, and like da 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 da. And Layla's like, well, he was right about me. So what about you, Mark? Like, what's up? And he's like, he was just trying to tear us apart. Like, don't let him get in your head. And she's like, every time I think I know everything about you, I find out something new and I'm back to feeling like I never knew you and never knew anything about you. And he was like, you didn't and you don't. Still trying to create that separation from
Yeah.
her. So you can just see like it causes turmoil. And then they start trying to figure out exactly how to use the map. Finally lets Steven out again. And now Layla has this weird connection with Steven. But basically they figure out how to do it and it's a star constellation. And it's like, oh, we can use these to figure out where it is. Like we can use them as coordinates. And Steven's like, yes, but no. Like we can use them to figure out coordinates, but this was 2000 years ago. The stars don't move much in stars terms, but as opposed to us, the way they've moved can mean miles between where we're supposed to be and where we're gonna end up. Um, so then Khonshu's like, I remember that night. I remember every night. I can turn back the night, but it's gonna come at a cost, and I can't do it alone. And this is when Mr. Knight suits up, and they start turning back the night, and it's like this whole fucking
Light
light show
show.
ordeal.
Dude,
To the whole world. Keep in mind, this isn't like one of those things where they like make it as if only the heroes are looking at it. They literally show like people from like other parts like looking at the sky like what the fuck is this?
see, and like that's what I really enjoy about this show so much because like you know how like it's confirmed that the Asgardian gods are pretty much just aliens, but like at least as far as we know with these gods, they're legit gods and the fact that like they can do god type shit is just so cool to me cuz like
Yeah, this is proper.
proper god shit. Like,
Yeah. Like
causing
I'm
a
controlling y'all's shit type of
causing
god.
a causing a solar eclipse and then just straight up, turning back the night and only the
Yeah,
night 2000 years.
2000 years. But as he's doing this,
He getting
all the
sealed up.
other gods are sealing him in a stone prison. Now, what I find interesting is before he like does it, he goes, "Steven, I need you to tell Mark to free me."
Yeah.
So that means either so he does mention how he almost got put into stone prison. I'm assuming he told Mark how to free him. That should be pretty interesting to see. I'm assume he's gonna have to break into the thing and like do something with the stone figure that was made, and I'm assuming you can get there while being just a normal human
Well,
because
it's
Arthur was able to get
confirmed
there.
earlier that it's just in the Pyramid of Giza, so they just need to get to
Yeah,
the
but
Pyramid of Giza.
I mean, I don't think they just be letting anyone in or near the Pyramid of Giza,
Oh,
so
oh, for sure. But I'm just saying, like,
it's also Mark.
yeah,
So,
it's Mark.
um,
So
but see, that's another thing I thought weird is how did Arthur end up at the Pyramid of Giza again at the end? Like,
he probably
do
got a
they
portal there.
know? But like, does he know they're an avatar, or do they know he's an avatar for a Met? And if they do know he's an avatar for a Met, and you're getting told that he might be bringing them back, why would that not spark some red flags? But anyways, he
No,
then
I don't.
tells.
I don't think that they know that he's trying to be the avatar for Ahmet, because then they would have. Wouldn't they just have, you know? Yeah, I don't think they know that.
See, but then the only other thing that weirds me out is like they know about Khonshu's like suit and weapons. So that would lead me to believe like they're aware of the things that's going on. How are you not aware of like Ahmet's power being used? Like that's a big fucking deal. You just got this dude like going around killing people for essentially no reason, like at the moment. So that yeah, like yeah, and you're just standing there and you're not curious as to why. You're like, I don't know. That just kind of was like these lazy ass bitches. But
They
um
probably well, think about it like this: they have a relationship with Arthur because he used to be Khonshu's
Avatar.
avatar. So it could have been like, hey, look, we're gonna invite him back just to keep him updated with Khonshu affairs and be like, hey, look, man, he got uh
He
he
got
got
godded.
stone prisoned. Yeah.
from the vibe I got from the first meeting though, they don't give a fuck about their like they don't really give a fuck about their avatars. Their avatars are literally just to carry out their duties. Like they carry out our needs on Earth and that's it. Like if they die, they die. We'll just go get a new one. Like they don't like they wouldn't care enough to be like, "Hey, look, we sealed your buddy," or like we sealed them. Like who
Not your
cares?
buddy, but like, the guy you didn't wait. I don't know. I don't view it like that actually, but I guess to each their own.
I mean, now that you mentioned it, it actually, I at least think it's pretty weird that he was there.
I mean, I agree that it's weird. I'm just looking for the explanation that makes sense.
Yeah.
Um,
Because in my the reason why I'm like, okay, I think that they really like Arthur is because in their little uh meeting they had earlier, they literally just took Arthur's word at face value over Khonshu. Like they obviously like Arthur from before when he was the Avatar. So because it doesn't even if not, then it doesn't make sense why they're so trusting of Arthur. Like it just doesn't make sense.
yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's I mean, well, it's they so they hate Khonshu because of past
Right,
whatever,
right.
but it seems like they're like I said, because they look at the avatars as like these people carry out our needs like on Earth. Like they do our bidding, right? Like that's all they're really used for. Like who it is doesn't really matter. It's more about like they're doing what we need them to do. That like they literally say that. Like the gods themselves say that like, you know, we're not here to be on Earth. Our avatars like that's what they're for. Um and they hate Khonshu, so they separated what Khonshu was doing from Arthur. So that they know Arthur. So they don't really blame Arthur for any of the things he may have done when he was with Khonshu. But like I said, if you know that's a Met's avatar and you're getting told that they're trying to bring a Met back to Earth, the way they just kind of brushed it off doesn't make sense.
But I think they're under the assumption that he's not the Avatar, right? Or am
The
I
so
missing something?
but like if they don't think he's an avatar, then realistically he has no business after him being, what's the word? Interrogated for like expected of bringing a Met back, right? He has no business being in any other like god related thing. I mean, I know they know that he hates Khonshu, but again, I don't feel like that like out of none of those things would it make me think that they would just be like, "Hey Arthur, if you want to come see like we stone prisoned Khonshu." Like no, they would just like maybe tell him, but they wouldn't. Like, hey, look, come look at the figure. But
All I'm saying is, I think that they do, on some level, care about the avatars because, like, another example is they asked Mark, like, Mark, would you like to speak? And then he spoke a little bit, and they're like, listen, if you feel like you need to talk about, you speak about how Khonshu treats you, then, we're all here for you. It's like, they do
But
care about the avatars on some level. So I think
but I
if,
also would think that's just because again they don't like Khonshu and they don't agree with what he does. And so they're like, if we can lock this fucker up, like we finna lock this fucker up. Like
well,
I
look,
would almost say it seemed like it was carrying to the Avatar, but it might have been more of they're upset with Khonshu and what he does to the Avatar and like shit like that. Like seems like one thing, but it's really another.
I don't know because if looking at it from that way, it aligns perfectly with what they do with Arthur because it's like Arthur, we're so sorry with what you went through with Khonshu, but here have some rest, have rest easy, have some peace of mind. Look, he's in stone prison now. I'm just saying that's what makes sense to me. If that, but I mean, I do agree with you guys that they didn't really have to invite him back. They could have just told him, I guess.
Yeah.
Be like, yeah.
It's just weird because they didn't like to them it's like this is God shit. Humans don't need a medal in this. So like why is Arthur being talked to and treated as if he's still a god?
I
And
don't
like I
know.
said,
I
if they
just
do
think they
know
really like.
he's in talks with a met, then like you should be like really investigating this motherfucker if he's being um I really can't think of the word. He's being like they're being told that he's accused. That's the word. He's being accused of trying to bring a Met back to life. Like that's like concerning. So whatever. And I would assume, well, I don't know. But the episode ends with Mark being unconscious and Layla being like, "Wake up, bitch," and him not waking up. Um, and Arthur telling Khonshu that he's gonna do what Khonshu couldn't, which I still think is fucked up. Still don't agree with Arthur 100%, but it is what it is. And yeah, there's no end credit scene for Moon Knight. So I believe that's it. I think that's the whole episode.
I mean, yeah. Uh, Khonshu gets sealed and Mark passes the fuck out. That's pretty much it. But at the end, for the end credits, um, there's like one of those shots during the end credits literally shows all of the gods who have been sealed, and there's a fuck ton of them.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, maybe the plot thread for this is like maybe Amit doesn't get released, but the rest of them do, or
I
all of
just
them just end up
recently
getting released. I don't know.
I just recently saw a tweet that said there's a Moon Knight is gonna introduce a another banished god. So not I don't think they're stoned, but they're banished.
It's probably
And
Anubis.
no, it's not Anubis.
Oh.
It's I don't remember the name, but it was basically gonna be the first vampire um
Mm,
like based character in the MCU and like
that
that could set the precedence for Blade.
that makes sense because I
Um
saw I saw a tweet that was talking about that Blade might end up in either the finale or
Now the other thing I'd like to bring up is I don't know how true this is. Again, Instagram post, don't remember who posted it, don't know if this is true or not. But apparently the director said that Moon Knight is not taking place within the MCU right now. So like
What?
huh?
Moon Knight right now is not part of the MCU, which to me doesn't make sense because it's literally part of like it's a cinematic thing. So I kind of assumed it was in this MCU. But someone brought up the point of this could be the first character we see that is plucked from a multiverse and stapled into the MCU. As in like you're not from here, but you're gonna stay here now.
Interesting.
Kind of like Miles Morales, how
Oh.
Miles isn't a OG like from our universe Spider-Man, but he ends up getting plucked out of the Ultimate Universe and stapled into like the actual Marvel
616.
universe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a possibility.
Interesting.
Which I mean, I could see that being a thing with all the shit we've already seen. I mean, like, because I mean, think about it. At this point, I'm not even gonna rule out that like one of the gods can like imagine Moon Knight gets banished to another universe, which happens to be the same universe that the vampire god got banished to, which happens to be the MCU, and then Blade pops up, like to fight with Moon Knight against the vampire god or whatever. Like on the very last episode in the last like 10 minutes, you know, all that happens.
And then Moon Knight and Blade in the Blade
Yeah, and like,
movie. That'd be crazy.
Khonshu's not even like, I don't want to say he's not a big god, but like out of all the Egyptian gods, like Khonshu's probably the lesser known one. And this motherfucker just turned back the night 2,000 years.
Yeah.
So, like, I feel like they're slowly kind of showing us the power so that once they do some like big crazy shit, it's not completely like unbelievable, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right, because he's not one of like the gods who has a seat. So if he can do the shit that he did in this one episode, then imagine what the hell the gods that have seats can do.
Imagine like Raw or,
Ra,
um,
I
Horus.
was Ra one of the gods that they mentioned.
I don't think so, actually.
See, Ra would be terrifying. Just the
That's the sun god.
yeah, motherfucker who could control the sun. Hell no, I'm good, bro.
But yeah, like just I don't know. Maybe we'll see what happens. I mean, we only got 3 more episodes, so a lot's gonna happen in these 3 episodes.
Yeah, that. Yeah, putting that into just perspective, I'm like, what the hell is gonna happen? Like they have to. I don't even, dude. I don't even know. I don't even know. Like it's got to
I
be
mean,
like an episode and a half getting Khonshu broken out, and an episode and a half fighting Amit.
I mean, well, so something could happen where Mark gets called to the thing, and then he could go from there and just break Khonshu out to where they can make it like kind of quick, not an episode and a half, maybe like just an episode's worth. Like he goes, he fights Arthur, maybe the love song uh goddess like sees them fighting or whatever, and
Mhm.
like, or like maybe she for some reason gets aware of what Arthur's doing, calls everyone back, and then Khonshu gets let out of I don't know. They could do something to where it doesn't take, so I mean it's based around Moon Knight. Like you kind of just took half of Moon Knight out of the
Yeah,
show. So I can't imagine they'd want to go too long with it.
yeah,
And I mean, I'm also gonna assume that when they go to fight Arthur, like this is gonna be a big thing that like one of the gods got to notice, bro. Like, I don't see them just kind of skipping past it.
I just want to say that when he rewinded the night sky, dude, that was pretty fire.
yeah. That like
That looked dope,
that visual was fire.
dude. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know how you guys felt about the episode as a whole, but like it didn't feel as what's the word I'm looking for? I didn't enjoy it as much as the other two episodes, the first two episodes.
Really?
But yeah, not at all actually. I mean, I'm not saying the episode was bad. I just don't feel like it was as like well done as the first two episodes. As
Wow,
far as from a story perspective.
That's
Jay
wild.
really just called Moon Knight midnight. I'm dead.
That's funny.
Uh-huh.
No, I mean, it just it just felt like they were kind of bouncing around, and it felt like there's a lot of things that happen where you unlike with the first two episodes, you kind of have to make a lot of assumptions. For example, like what you and me were talking about, Brendan. We're like, why did they bring Arthur back? Like we kind of just have to piece it together. Like it's not something that's obvious or. And another thing is Arthur. he's supposed to be at the dig site for most of the episode, like that would make sense because he wants to find Amit's tomb. But then he he left the site and he's doing all these other things. And how did he even know where they would be to begin with? He just shows up there where the other tomb is to blow it up, and it just felt like
Well, I'm
I don't know,
assuming
like
I'm assuming that he knew that dude because
Amit probably told him.
maybe.
that too.
See, but none of those people there were Amit followers, right?
As far as we know, because
See, it just feels
well,
random to
because
me. But
when he blows up Senfu's tomb, the guy says I knew like everything was true. So maybe it could lead to us to believe that he actually was a follower of Amit, or at least believed that Amit was real
see, maybe they'll go into that in
in the
future
future episodes.
episodes.
Yeah,
But
I
like
mean,
right now, I just feel like I don't know. The episode didn't feel as sharp as the other episodes.
it
But
would.
go ahead, Brandon.
I was just gonna say it would make sense to believe that that is someone who believes or like wants to follow Amit,
especially
just because like,
considering how much Egyptian shit that he collects.
well, it's not just that, but like think about it. Like Diego said, the whole like let me show you that it's real thing. But also he just so happens to have the one motherfucker that also knows where Amit's tomb is. Like, let's not forget who that casket was. Like, that wasn't just a person. That is the person who is the only person that knows where Amit was buried. And that's the only person you could get the clues as to where Amit was buried from.
Yeah, because he had that tomb for a reason, and maybe he just put it on
Well,
display because he couldn't figure out where Amit's tomb was.
well, I just assumed that the character had the tomb because I thought he was just the black market guy. I
No,
thought
he
that's what he
bought it
was.
for a
Like
reason. Because
what?
Layla even said that he has it for a reason.
Oh, I thought he was the guy who was like the black market distributor or whatever.
No,
No, the girl said it was sold on the black market, as in someone bought it off the black market.
yeah,
Okay, I see.
So,
they're not sold. It was stolen, so he stole it.
yeah, or that.
But
And
yeah,
there's also like Layla's backstory stuff, which is it's like so vague right now, and I don't know. I don't know. I just don't. I wasn't vibing with this episode as much as the first two.
listen, bro. This is that one Attack on Titan episode that I called shit for no reason and nobody else understood. And you're calling
And the
this
difference is
episode
you were
bad for
wrong,
no
bro.
one, bruh.
I didn't say the episode was bad. I just don't think it was as good as the first two.
Well, you're wrong. So, what is Weebly
Bruh.
reading, bruh? You want to go first,
So
champ?
bro's not gonna let me finish.
Nope. Your opinion is
All
officially
right.
invalid. We don't accept Moon Knight slander up in here.
Wanted to gush. I just wanted to gush about the ending, but that's okay.
Oh, then go ahead.
It was pretty. I'm just saying it's really iconic seeing the Stevens Moon Knight what do you call it?
Suit.
Yeah. Seeing Stevens' suit while he's like changing the night sky with Khonshu, just fire visual, dude. I thought that was amazing.
Yeah.
It was something nice to look at while I was sitting on my dash while I was driving home.
What is Weebly reading for the third time? All right.
Yeah, why
Well,
don't you start it?
I'm assuming you haven't watched or read anything, Brennan, right?
Nope.
All right. Cool. That was fast. So for me, as I said earlier in this episode, the new anime season started. I have neglected to catch up on Komi Can't Communicate the first season, so I am obviously not watching that right now. But outside of that, I'm watching Spy Family, which we talked about earlier. I watched the first episode of Shikimori's Not Just a Cutie, as we said earlier. I also watched the Executioner, Her Way of Life, I think. That some might say otherwise, but I think that might be the best isekai I've ever watched, bro. Completely turns the isekai shit on its head, which I know people say that a lot for different animes, but like, you get the overpowered MC thrown into whatever, and instead of the overpowered MC getting thrown into whatever and doing whatever, homie just gets fucking murdered right off the bat. And the actual MC is somebody who hunts and goes to kill people who get isekai'd, which I think that concept is really cool. And the execution, at least for the first 2 episodes, in my opinion, is pretty cool or pretty good. And that actually might be the my favorite show of the season so far. Shocker. But I've also watched that I forget what it's called, but that Power Ranger anime that you that you were talking about last week, Jay.
Love After World Domination.
Yeah. I'm not 100% sold on it, but the first episode was pretty good. And as of today, which is the 13th, not everything that I want to watch that's coming out this season has come out yet. So I'll probably elaborate more next week. But yeah. So what have you been weeding, Javen?
Okay, well, yeah, I watched a lot of the same stuff as you. I'm not gonna watch Komi Can't Give Me. I'm gonna watch it when it's on Netflix, just out of.
Is it not on
I
Netflix
don't want
yet?
to say. No, it's not gonna be on Netflix until April 27th, so it's gonna be behind
Bruh.
again.
By 2 weeks?
Yeah, it's not. I wouldn't say it's out of laziness. It's just out of convenience because I'm like watching so much stuff, and like
Yeah.
the more I can watch on just a streaming service to keep it easy, it'd be nice. The
Yeah.
less I have to pirate, the better. That's how it should be.
Yeah.
I watched the first episode of Love After World Domination. I agree with you. I'm not hooked, but if they do good, it'll be fine. Like I'm just gonna give it a 3 episode rule. It's not bad. It's just not like I'm just not hooked.
Yeah.
I also watched Executioner in Her Way of Life. I hate isekai. I despise isekai. This one's okay so far. The
That's the
animation's really
best
good.
compliment that he can give, by the way, for an isekai. So
Look, animation is really good, but for me the
animation's so
story
good.
is a little bit predictable.
I don't know
We've
how.
been here before,
I don't
bro.
know
If you've watched
how.
Talent, listen. If you've watched Talentless, nah.
Oh,
This is
yeah.
like that. If it was an isekai, like
That's
you already kind of see where it's going. I could now look. That could be. They could throw a lot of curveballs. That's what I need, bro. They give me some curveballs, switch things
in
up,
one
put the story
episode.
on its head.
In one
Bro, I'm
episode?
not gonna drop it. I'm gonna
Okay.
drop
I
it next
thought you were saying
episode.
that you were only giving it 3 episodes.
No, I like it. Hey, look. Right now, World Domination is at a 3 episode. Executioner in Her Way of Life. I'm gonna play it by ear, bro. I'm gonna
Let's
keep watching it. Right?
go!
Oh my god! All right, I'm also watching, as y'all heard earlier, Slice of Life School, a hot and sun fire, bro. I highly recommend.
I gotta watch it.
2 episodes in, this is a banger.
Oh, 2 episodes are
The
out
only
already?
thing, yeah.
Sheesh. Alright, word.
Character who got introduced in the second episode, she's kind of annoying me, but it's whatever.
I'm dead.
Spy Family, first episode, absolute fire.
Yes.
Shouldn't even you don't you already heard it from me, so just go watch. And then I watched Shikimori's Not a Cutie, opposite of fire, bro.
Mid.
Water, bro. Trash.
Water.
Now there's one last thing that hasn't been mentioned that I have watched 2 episodes of. Tomodachi Game.
Oh, yeah. Look,
Listen
that
here
one,
and listen
I've heard a
good.
lot of praise about that one, but what you told me, I'm not gonna watch it unless I'm in the mood to watch
They're
it.
right. No, listen, they're right though. On God, it's not bad, bro. I'm already invested. It's pretty realistic too. Like the way maybe not, but that doesn't matter. Point is, if you like smart characters and you like Death Note, you like the scheming MC, well, not necessarily scheming, but just big brains that like Dr. Stone, whatever. You'll probably like this. The only catch is, they're playing games to lower their debts, but the games are very like there's a lot of rules, man. There's a lot of hidden rules, and you gotta like the way the games are structured. Sometimes there's like strategies on top of strategies on top of strategies. Then it's like layered. Your brain is gonna be at work with this game. There's multiple times I had to rewind, to read dialogue, to read the rules. to get what was happening. So
Yeah,
if
bro.
that sounds like it's something you want to do, if you want to be playing mind games when you're watching this anime, then there you go. This is for you. If you want to just relax, turn your brain off for a little bit, watch a Harin song. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. That's all.
Yeah, bro. I'm not trying to do all that right now. I will watch it eventually, but not right now. That's too much work for me. But
Yeah. So
yeah.
that's everything. I think so at least. And then there's more stuff that just hasn't come out yet for the season. But yeah, I will we'll bring that up in the next podcast.
Yes, sir. All right. Well, with all that being said, all right, guys, thank you so much for watching or listening, depending on what platform you're viewing this podcast on. Um, as always, make sure to like, subscribe, share, tell your friends, all that shit. Also, check out uh Jay's YouTube. His YouTube channel, he makes anime content. He's gonna be busting out some 3-week reviews or 3-episode reviews for a lot of shit this season. So, keep an eye out for that. And then also, obviously, go subscribe to my channel. I make videos talking about video games, mostly Nintendo related stuff, but I am dropping there will be a Kingdom Hearts video out by the time that this comes out. But if you're into games that fall under that sphere, make sure to check out my videos. Even though Brennan says not to subscribe or follow his pop Instagram, still do it. Give the boys some serotonin that won't work.
Bro, I still be getting followers on that page. I don't understand
Because you
how.
deserve it, bro. Your pop collection is fire.
The little bit you get to see.
Obviously, as I said earlier, subscribe to this channel at the very least. Follow this channel. Also, make sure to download the episode if you're on one of the podcast sites. And go hit up the TikTok. I know the TikTok's dead. It's going to be dead for a while until Brennan learns how to fucking edit, but it's fine. It'll come back eventually. And yeah, I hope y'all had a great morning, evening, afternoon, night, I guess. Feels weird saying that. I also hope you had a great day at work. If you had work, had a great day at school. If you go to school, I can't believe I'm saying this. I hope you had a nice shit. And we'll catch you next week.
Let's go.
I hate y'all.
Deuces.
Bye.